What up? What up, y'all? Here we go. Secret Agent Double O Coon. And I know people are like, nigga, you crazy, but let's break it down. First, let's start with these aren't brand new actors in the game. And neither is their mentality, neither is anything that they're doing. See, as a little boy growing up, right, they used to tell us all the time that certain black people were sellouts. And one of the most notorious sellouts or alleged sellouts was by the name of Bill Cosby. Now, the reason why this is such an important thing that I bring it to you is because Bill Cosby, unlike other men, he's still breathing, never claimed to be a rah-rah warrior, never claimed to do any of that. In fact, he was quite the opposite. But because we have people who are the antithesis of our progress. They are the also voices of the people, and they act as the mind of the people. While they ask people to be their eyes and their ears. And it's disturbing because we're dealing with an age of men and women who don't realize that you're actually forcing a plantation mentality among your people. See, so let's take it back just a few years, right? And a few years being a few hundred years. And we're going to go back to 1720. And in 1720, the modern clock had not been invented or implemented in this country yet. Why this is a grave and important thing is because sun up, sundown is a day. So during sun up, you're the slave, brother or sister. Imagine you are going to the auction block with your owner, who is buying brand new flesh that is being brought up off of a ship, okay? We would never have that ability. What's poppin', Leonard Yuta? Yeah, Ham Master J, cats like that. But we're going to talk about the problem with them, though, is because Secret Agent Double O Coon isn't always seen as a Secret Agent Double O Coon. See, sometimes they're just seen as a secret agent. And other times they're seen as a double O Coon or just a regular coon, when it's like, no, the damage they've done is irreparable. Not only is it irreparable, but we can't even do nothing. So let me just break it down to y'all like this. You're at the auction block with your slave owner. They say Thaddeus or Martha, whatever the slave's name is, right? Peace. They say, hey, you have a very good eye. You've always helped me get the best at these auction blocks. For some odd reason, you just know the best. You just know the best when you see them. You're like, you need that one every time, right? Even if they seem like they're a little troublesome, whatever. You need that one. So your boss always trusts your eye. Now, a lot of people don't want to hear this right here. That's not the Secret Agent Double O Coon. We got to build this story up. So your boss buys 2 slaves today, makes a huge, massive investment. 1 female, 1 male, with the plans to make them procreate and to get babies from them. So he never has to buy slaves again, hopefully. Now, these slaves, when they get here, for some odd reason, they're trying to outwork you every day. They're trying to outdo everything you do, right? And yet they don't speak English, but you speak their native tongue. Enough of it to translate to let them know when they're out of pocket and when they're doing the right thing. This is another reason why your boss brings you, because he wants you to be able to, he wants somebody who can be told what to do and not have to worry about all that. So what's going on now is your boss has built a slave factory of people who are all really from a similar genealogy. Now, here's how Secret Double Agent Coon kicks in. You're the one who helped pick this sorry sucker to get up off the boat. You're the one who gave him all the game, told him everything. This is deep now. Some of the people we're here listening to this day have lineage that doesn't date back to the Civil War. We're talking about black people. But because their people have been here for greater than 100 years, they claim lineage to the land. Now, they're not wrong to claim lineage to the land, but it's just their roots don't go back like that. And why this is such an important thing is because if the person who is the child of a child who was first brought here is helping the owner pick the stock, this means that first and foremost, they go all the way back. Anybody that's getting brought in here, you're brand new to the game, no matter how you look at that. When you're not original, authentic, it's that deep. Y'all need to understand that some of us have roots that go all the way back to the beginning of this country. And when you shortchange yourself to believing that you got off of one of these ships, soon to be 00 Coon secret agent, right? Follow me. Same sucker butt that you nurture every day. You teach them the language. Now they think they know the language better than you. They think they're better at you than everything that they do. But they don't understand. They so badly want to go to the auction block that they tell the boss one day, listen to this. You said you were going to run away. You hadn't even concocted that idea. Hadn't even been a plan in your mind. Not that you wouldn't mind being free, but that wasn't the way that you were going to do it. You figured I could buy my freedom. On the merit of my work, I can get free. I'm trying to tell y'all where some of these plantation lies come from. Come on now. Hear me now. Secret Agent 00 Coon. It's colder than y'all think because it didn't just start today. So when you see people say stuff like, butter biscuit eating, this, that, the other, realize they're projecting a negative image onto somebody while not ever shining the light on their own problems. See, what Secret Agent 00 Coon didn't realize is that there's certain parts of the dialect you don't speak that my people taught me. Y'all been in the middle of a civil war. Can you dig that? So you don't know all these dialects that I know. It's deep like that. So now they're getting all these other rambunctious, soon-to-be Secret Agent Coons. Come on. Some of them 00. You already know it. They're extra good at what they do. See, this is why the dynamic of a house nigga and a field nigga is really kind of sickening if you don't understand that field niggas weren't always dark-skinned. In fact, I could contend most house niggas were actually dark-skinned. And the reason why I'm saying this is because most field niggas, okay, have a certain mentality that I'm not bowing down. And it's funny because dark-skinned people bow down way more than light-skinned or mid-tone skinned people do. It's a known fact. They always coddling up to white people. When you see somebody who is with a white person, not saying every time, I'm not saying all the time, but they're normally darker tone brothers and sisters. They're normally a little bit darker than me. This is a fact. Every once in a while, you find somebody who's out of that range. But this is the truth. Those are normally the ones who are trying to find that level of acceptance. So when I say what I'm saying, just realize that the field nigga, house nigga concept is something that and only in one movie have they ever showed us even a little bit of the tiddlywink of a truth, and which is called Django Unchained. Okay, there's other old school slave movies that keep it 100, but this is the only one that kind of really showed you that a head house nigga could be chocolate, all the way chocolate. So you have the wrong mentality to think that everybody who was in the house was light skinned. And that there wasn't no light-skinned brothers out there in the field, angry in the mud, pissed off as could be. I'm trying to tell y'all, Secret Agent 00 Coon. So here's the thing. If I'm telling y'all right now that to a certain level of degree, sure, white people have bred into certain genetics or have been bred into certain genetics, I should say. Having said that, there's documentation of black people being brought from Africa who were not dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about people being in the sun and then people being somewhere where they're not even used to, right? That's gonna change how they look for sure when the weather extremes kick in. Why this is so important. Having lighter brown, even yellow looking skin is not the sign of a white person being in your genealogy. There's many of people over in Africa right now who've had almost none, if any, contact with white people. And they range from all sorts of sizes, shapes, and shades. So that's not true. That's untrue. You see what I'm saying? Having said that, it is just more realistic that what happened is certain people that they were bringing over from the so-called continent had a disposition that was favorable to the masters. Does it sound familiar, y'all? Does anything I'm saying right now sound familiar? Where you show them the game and then they think they're better than you after you gave them just a little bit of the game. You're like, bro, I barely gave you 5% of what you need to know and you think you know everything. And you haven't even been here like that. It's not a business. This is a real talking about hold it down effort. So Secret Agent 00 Coon is not just a brother who they say or a sister who they say, oh, on the plantation, they just love butter biscuits. First off, let me go ahead and say this right here. Butter biscuits ain't never did nothing to me. Fried chicken ain't never did nothing to me. Okay? Love them both. Let me tell you who done did something to me. Turncoat niggas who might not eat either one. So having said that, I would just like for people to realize that it's a disrespect to antiquate the level of activity of a person to a food. It's a crazy thing to do because now you're taking away from the severity of all the actions. So let me just go ahead and give y'all a prime example. Back in the day, there were slaves who could ask all the other slaves, hey, look, we all go out there and do a little work from here and there every once in a while. White man won't say nothing if we won't say nothing. White woman won't say nothing if we won't say nothing. And they throw us a couple coin. And every once in a while, Sally Mae and Jimmy Bob drop some money. We picks it up. Everybody who got some monies, let's bring it together because we're trying to get this young one right here brought up out of. We're going to buy their freedom, and we're going to pray that they do right by us and stick close to the land and get us free. So you got to realize that this whole crowdfunding idea, it's not a brand new thing. Everything you're seeing, none of it is brand new. Okay? All that they're doing right now are all variants of what our ancestors did in this land. I'm telling you this with a clear mind, y'all, because sometimes I feel as if people really doubt how much I know. And I would rather say how much I know and just be honest. So let's just keep it a buck again. The same person that you helped bring in now wants to be you, tells the master that you plans to run away. Come on, a plantation lie. This is the first, I'm trying to tell y'all, the first action of 00 Coon was a lie on the person who helped get him on when they got off the boat. Stop it. Did you hear me? I said the first 00 Coon was somebody who wasn't actually born here when that person's peoples was born here to understand, bro, to do that is like a death sentence to one of us. I ain't never, and they're already suspicious of niggas. So for you to put that into their mind, right? For you to devise that wickedness. You see what I'm saying? Right. And people talking about plantation jealousy. Hell no, nigga, ain't no jealousy. I was just a house nigga doing all house nigga errands. Now I'm in the field with you niggas. Fuck you mean? And the nigga who told on me now he's in the house. Man, this is some bullshit. I can't wait to tell them they monkey ass. Right. Do you see how this shit right here starts? Or I can't wait to kill him. Or lay pipe to his woman. Whichever one of these comes first, or if I can get them all. Right. That kind of thing. People don't want to hear that. They started that. And these same sucker butts who get off the boat, who get off the plane, who get off of whatever, out the container, okay, off the back of the truck, once it's pulled onto the ports, all right? Them same sucker butts are the same people, a whole lot of them, from similar lineage. I'm trying to tell you. When they say they decimated the Native American population, they're talking about the black-skinned ones who wouldn't act right. It's not snitch society. Nigga, if you do something you ain't got no business doing, I'm telling on you. But he lied on you. That's not snitching. You weren't even trying to get away. The nigga just told a lie, messed up your whole gig, even though you're the one who put him all the way on. It sounds familiar, bro. It's that type of jealousy that black people have to deal with every day. See, Secret Agent 00 Coon is not afraid to act out because nobody's going to stop them. If you hurt one of them, normally, most times than not, people think that they're a good person. Now, let me tell y'all something wicked. The same people who think that their crowdfunding is legit, let me tell y'all a story about how something like that could go wrong. Secret Agent 00 Coon went from being a field nigga to a house nigga. And he didn't gave up his little coppers and pennies that he had saved, and he didn't want to give those up. He's still gritting and grinding over that. And he remember one day, they saving money for little Thaddeus to get up out of here. Right. Now he's telling. For real, because he knows exactly where the money's at. Fuck up life for everybody. It's that real, man. And people don't want to hear that. They can't stand the idea that maybe they come from people like that. That it's hurtful for them to think about that. Because how true, how real is it, the fact that black people have been here, and yet we don't confront that? That there are people who, once again, every generation get ingratiated to the hard work that somebody else did. Oh, what, you think those white boys built those auctioning blocks? Please, slaves did all of that. And they used to kiki to themselves like, man, look at all the work we got these niggas doing. We don't have to do nothing. But deep down, they felt inadequate. Deep down, those white men felt like they were inferior. Right. They still feel inferior to this day. Because when you figure out how to do a good situation all on your own, they hate you for it. Right. You can't have that. You are not supposed to, you and me are not supposed to have nothing. You got to realize that. So it's nothing for a white person to give one nigga, maybe two, some breathing room. It's no big deal. See, they even do it differently where they got all the niggas that they gave something to, they sequester them together in places and make them feel special now. Now, I'm not calling them 00 Coons, but I'm saying those are their token niggas. And there's some niggas to this day who don't realize you's just a token nigga. Right. Do they want to hear that? Do they want that to be their life? No. But that's what it is. You just a token nig. A shiny gold token nig. That's it. They let you live like that. Because what black person all by themselves can stop the might, the fight, the unrighteousness, and the evil wickedness of these white people? These Gentile things. If they decide that they want to drop a bomb on your house, bro, you're not going to stop them. You don't have the means to. See what I'm saying? That's how it goes. My point being this: Secret Agent Double O Coon was not born in the 21st century. They were born in the damn 17th century or something like that. People are like, so you don't think there was a type of mentality before? No, no. This is why they had to start chasing slaves who were runaways, because niggas wasn't telling them nothing. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Until they started bringing all these other cats here, right? And they just started to realize, and once again, it's women a lot of the time who do the wrong unrighteousness, right? You see what I'm saying? There's more African women with white boys right now than actual sisters. And they try to promote this shit like it's what it is. But it's Africans who want to be with the white boys, not real sisters. Man, 98% of the time when y'all see these black chicks with a white dude, look into their real lineage. Look into their real lineage. They don't be born here. They don't be born on the turf most of the time. They're not a nigga. They don't even understand what they don't even understand. So you look like a black person because you have two black parents. So damn all that. You think you could have a baby who looks just like you with the person who doesn't look just like you. Okay. Have at it. And this is how it goes. Nobody's going to sit here and tell me that, hey, bruh, they don't put the niggas that they love the most or they care about the most in special situations where they're sequestered and they're pretty much secure from all the other niggas who would try to hold them to account. Right? Like, why aren't you going for broke? What? Why do you think guys like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all them didn't want famous people getting too close to them? Have y'all ever seen that movie Ali? How Muhammad Ali did Malcolm X? Muhammad Ali deserved exactly what he got. Got to live with knowing that I betrayed a righteous man. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's how life goes. Because you don't want to stand up and do the right thing. Or you're too blind to see the truth. Or you're afraid of what might happen to you. Whatever one it is. Or a combination. I'm saying this right here. That for every single one of them that didn't go for broke, they have nothing to tell the Most High God. Giving to charity is not going for broke. Okay? When slaves escaped back in the day and would save money and try to go find their wives and their children, do you know black men died all by themselves in those woods, in those forests, in those thickets, in those swamps, in those marshes? Did you know that? Thinking of how am I going to get back to my family? How am I going to make this right? This is, they are partners against us, bro. They have to be. Willfully. This is what I'm saying, bro. If the female contingent of straight up real black women were not to deal with anybody else, you would get to really see how solid or not solid you really are as a black man. You see what I'm saying? But because they don't even look at it like that, right? They can't say, hey, look, the issues we're having, okay, so they blame white society. All right, if you're going to blame them, go all the way back and then place the blame at their feet righteously. Don't just say, oh, they did this to you. What did they do to you? Okay, they created a system wherein which if a person who looks just like me or similar to me turns me over to them, they'll be rewarded. Secret Agent Double O Coon learned this with their two eyes. They didn't have to be told that. You have a mind of your own. You can think for yourself. And those people could think for themselves. And they did it all on purpose. Not one of them is not going to be held to account. How can you tell me right now that your ancestors worked on plantations all day, all night, well, God knows what happened in the middle of the day. And you had people who were literally waiting for the opportunity to just sell them out. You have to be in an opportune position. You can't just be working. Once again, you are a field nigga trying to get to the house because you want to get around Miss Betty, the white girl, because she giving you those eyes. And hell, all three of the sons that the master claim are his, come to find out, ain't none of those boys his. They all his daughter's children. Whew. Come on. Because he don't want to be embarrassed that his daughter was letting a nigga lay pipe to her. Let's go ahead and move on, though. See, people don't really get how deep it is. It's bigger than that. And this nigga's trying to get in the house. Because he know Miss Betty gonna give him some, or at least he thinks she is. Right. He's willing to say whatever, or she's willing to say whatever. Right. Because a little crushy, dusty white boy in there wants some. And she willing to give him some. Just to act like, woe is me, when the situation doesn't go their way. See, that's how you know you're dealing with Secret Agent Coon. When they're doing things that they have no business doing, that is turncoat activity, and then something happens, and then they get sad about it. See, I'm a caveat just for half a second since you said that, but I'm going to do that in a moment, though. Black people need to start seeing it for what it is. You are among individuals who, listen, not even 100 years ago, were hanging you from trees. Listen to me, y'all. Not even 100 years ago. There's been instances this year, people getting found hanging from trees, talking about his suicide. Are y'all hearing me? And some folks who look just like us think that it would be wise of us to snuggle up and get close to them. Secret Agent Coon is the worst thing that ever happened to us. Because the only way to get rid of Secret Agent Coon is to kill them. But you'd have to kill them all at once. See what I'm saying? So this is why the white man, like you're saying, is not the first of my problems. And neither it really is the sellout mammy. It's the coon nigga who can actually go toe to toe because he has oomph in him. And he's willing to go toe to toe for his wicked activity. See, he's the biggest threat. Not the white man who's gonna what's the word I'm looking for? Cower down. And I don't know why it's blocking your comments, bro. That they don't want it to be like that, family. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I don't know, bro. But this is the truth, though, family. They don't want to hear that. A wicked nigga is way more of a threat to me than any kind of white person will ever be. Whenever black people get this through their minds, I'm trying to tell you, if black people just took the time just all next year to just clean house in their neighborhoods, to just banish dudes. You're banished, bro. We're not going to kill you. We're not going to do nothing to you, bro. We put together a little package for you and these other 100 niggas. All y'all got to go. Got to leave. Excuse me. You can't be around us no more. Don't worry, man. We're sending all you niggas who are like-minded to a city where y'all all can be amongst each other and do wickedness amongst each other. So that way you can't prey on people who want to have a regular job. You can't prey on people who actually work for a living. You can't prey on people who have their own businesses. You can't prey on people with ambitions. You can't prey on people with talents, okay, and aspirations. You can't prey on them anymore. See what I'm saying? But because Double O Agent Coon defends, let me just tell y'all something. Any nigga that will defend drug dealers, pimps, murderers, and scalawags alike, they're Secret Agent Double O Coon right now. But they don't realize that they took up the mantle for niggas who used to tell. And so now you don't want to tell, nigga. You want to rebel and do the wrong thing. So let me just go ahead and just break it down to you. They should be telling on all these niggas who sell dope. There's less people who are able to put food on their table selling drugs than there are niggas who work jobs. And I don't give a damn what you tell me. I know this for a fact. So when that's the case, and you have people who are willing to be the lackey for the white man and swear on God they don't work for the white man, but tell you themselves that they don't have no boats, no planes, no trains, or automobiles to bring the stuff in, and blame the white man for why they sell it, but don't think that they're employed by him. Is y'all hearing me? Secret Agent 00 Coon doesn't even understand. He thinks pimping his brother's sister out, that's just the way it is, till she ends up with AIDS or a disease that she passes on in our community. Right. But you pimped her out to white men who gave her that funky fucking disease. See, it's shit like that. Secret Agent 00 Coon. And niggas don't want to hear that. If these niggas stop selling dope, listen to me. This is the coldest proclamation. If they stop selling dope, try to all get jobs. I'm talking about cold turkey. We ain't, nigga, Consuelo, if you got a problem, nigga, you feel me? If you got a problem, Consuelo, because we don't want to sell dope no more, come see us, nigga. We'll tear your whole shit up. Because we don't ever fuck up Little Mexico or Little Puerto Rico or none of that shit. We're done selling this shit for all y'all. Everybody, fuck all that, we're done. They have to sell it themselves to their own people. Because if we caught them in our shit, we get to fuck them up. That's how it would be. But these cowards are too afraid to suffer for a year, for 2 years. Might not even be that long. We're talking about anybody, man, who is really poisoning the community, bro. If you're out there selling dime bags of weed to little 10-year-olds, I don't respect that. If you're selling weed to anybody, they need to be a full-blown adult capable of making rational, logical decisions. All that other stuff, I can't. Look, unless you're talking about medical opium in its truest form, I don't know. Unless you're talking about using cocaine as a medicine in its truest form, I don't know. You see what I'm saying, bro? All those things have other purposes and applications where they could be used righteously, but they're not used like that. So therefore, people think that they're just tools of vice. However, having said that, Secret Agent 00 Coon finds nothing wrong with this activity. And I told people a long time ago, they put us in concrete plantations. I made a video talking about how it was for black people, okay? And how Lady Rockefeller helped directly put us in the places that we're at. I broke it all down. They took down their website because of this stuff. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. Secret Agent 00 Coon is the reason why we got put in those cities that we got put in. No, every city that the Rockefellers put a bunch of money in, niggas live in right now and they don't want to leave, and they're all terrible cities. Every last one of them. And they swear on God that their city's beautiful. Terrible places to live. There is no good place in America really to live. Because you're just waiting for the bad stuff to happen around you. Oh, no, for sure, bro. But I mean, the heroin dealers didn't ask the government to ask the CIA to put fentanyl in the stuff. Who do you think did that? But Mossad, right on, and the KSB or the FSB or whatever. All those guys did that stuff. It gets manufactured over there. Okay? See, let me just give y'all a quick little thing. Fast one. When the farmers make the dope over there, they might give these guys, listen, $50 to $100 per kilo of raw paste. They do a little processing there. They send it to America. Instantly becomes worth $17,000 to $30,000. It just depends on the level of potency for this. It's so crazy. And these pharmaceutical companies they cut off their arms, they cut off their legs, they cut off their lips and their noses just to get this stuff to the people. Okay? It's a wicked thing that goes down for that. There's nothing honorable about it. It's all despicable. And it makes me think of Frank Lucas because Secret Agent 00 Coon shit that he was on, right? Where he tried, but once again, they would rather you only poison your people. You're not going to bring the dope uptown and bring it to white people and anybody that's not a nigga. You're not doing that. You're not going to become legitimate businesses off of illicit enterprise like white people did. You're not doing that either. See, Secret Agent 00 Coon tries to do everything that white people do. Everything. Because secretly they emulate white people. Right. See, let me tell y'all something. Because I got a few more minutes in me. But this has been a nice one. I've enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed just talking to my brothers and my sisters about how, you know, because it's not just the mammies and the bed bugs, right? The turncoats and the sellouts, the opportunist or the evil. It's about a mentality that they all share, you know. Well, Oregon does have a few black people, but it's just like Washington. It's mainly white folks and and a few foreigners and a few niggas. But that's sad that they would do that though, bro, because that's trying to decriminalize criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? This person is selling illicit. Once again, what they're selling people, like you said, wrecks families and wrecks lives. And they're going to let people do that just on the muscle. But the bed bugs and the bed wenches, the evil ones, the opportunists, the sellouts, the turncoats, all of them, none of them are really like the actual crux. Like I said, it's the mentality, right? Their mindset is one of, give me one moment. Their mindset doesn't let them see the truth. Because if they saw the truth just for a moment, then they would see that they've been on the wrong side the whole time. This is why I don't one moment. I don't appreciate when they think that it's a popularity contest. Oh man, I'm praying for you right now, bro. Say a prayer for me. I gotta go to a little job interview in about not exactly 2 hours, a little less than that. I'm gonna walk up the street and meet the dude. But say a prayer for me, man. Straight up. Likewise. But I'm praying that you more than get the contract, you get contracts and you are able to do the righteous amount of business to stay and keep yourself maintained in this wicked land. That's what I'm praying. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying that anybody who watches this who really is earnest of heart actually takes serious what I'm saying, and they don't take it. It's not a dig at any person. This video is not to take digs at the people. This video is so that way they understand, that this is a mentality that we've been dealing with for a long time. And it started with people who got off those boats who were jealous of us for being already in a certain level, high level servile position, right? And so it's no different than the Africans or the cats from the Caribbeans or any other kind of black diaspora people who come to America, because this includes the Indians from the Middle East, right on, Pakistanis and all, nigga-looking people, Negroid-looking people. So when you have a group of people who all together, groups of peoples, nations or whatever, Gentiles, whatever you want to call them, when they're all working against you in conjunction to try to make it seem as if they're better than you, but every opportunity they get is because of you. You only have a chance because of me. You see what I'm saying? I used to have to remind the Hispanic dudes all the time when I was out there in Seattle, like, look, bro, you guys got your faces kicked in by the white people, word, and they forced you up out of here. Then you came back when they let you in. It's not the same for niggas. First off, they were never forced out of here. And the wickedness that was committed against, once again, it wasn't just the English fighting against the Native Americans. It was the Spaniards and the Portuguese as well. And to a small level, the French and the German, when they would send emissaries and their own pilgrims, if you will. But the point that I'm making is this, is that it's unrighteous for people to contend that just because they have brown skin and curly hair and some wool, maybe not even no wool, maybe just the brown skin and the curly hair, that's it, right? They still contend things that are not right. They say things that are disrespectful that we all know is like, because you do know like that'll get you killed. You know what I'm saying? And they do things that could get you killed. So like, you don't think that a person you don't think someone saying to your slave owner that you tried to run away, that's almost a death sentence. If any part of it looks true, let's say they do something wicked like this. They plan to run away just to tell on you. How many times you think that happened? Secret Agent 00 Coon is a cold one, man. It's not just the sisters who are bed wenches and mammies and all that stuff. Is big, is deeper than what people want to say it is, man. It's really the truth. And a lot of folks just have a hard time hearing it because they might be laid up with somebody who's not a nigga. So when the non-nigga hears it, they might feel some type of way. Maybe sometimes they don't. I would agree in my own mind with myself that there's a fair number of them who probably don't care at all. But there's a large enough number of them who get way bent out of shape for nothing. Because she don't realize, like, baby girl, he met you when he was 15. Y'all had children when y'all were 17. He ain't never left you. And she could be an Asian, a white girl, a Hispanic, or Islander, or whatever, right? She just might not be a traditional sister. And so what it is that, like, I can accept all that. I can accept when sisters have the same situation. Word? I can accept it. But you can't make me believe that you believe in black people more than I do. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, on some level, they have to realize, like, even if you're not a coon, that's coon-like activity that you would try to rep extra hard for black people or go extra hard on black people, even though you don't even deal with black people like that. And you figure because I have a black family, my little nuclear family, that's all the black people I need to deal with. But you're quick to name call other black people, quick to put them down, quick to not help them, and fast to ask for a handout. And call other black people coons, butter biscuit eating, buttermilk chicken eating, just all kinds of just chitlin eating. They just say all kinds of stuff that I'm like, it is really not merited. Because the way that you're living, the way that you're rocking, the way that you get down, okay, is in question. And the only thing is that people love you, cuz, so they believe in you, so they won't go against you like that. But on the real, though, they kind of want to check you and be like, hey, well, feel this right here. All my children are black. Their mama's black, I'm black. The mama ain't no Mexican, she ain't none of this, she ain't none of this. Word? And there's women like that who feel like that, who were like, I gave my whole life to black men. Black men did me salty, did me wrong every time they got a chance. And I'm still with a black man right now. And every once in a while, he messed up, but I still love him. Word? So I'm not going to act like there's not no solid brothers and sisters who are actually really holding it down all the way. Don't ever let that ever be the mindset. There's niggas who can't stand me who really, I love them because I know for a fact that they hold it down for black people and all blackness in all the ways that they can. And they're not compromised. And they don't feel compromised, or they look compromised. But there's brothers and sisters who, once again, their hearts are in the right place. But they need to fall back. Because for one reason or another, black people listen to you. Right. And it would behoove you, it would be wise of you to at least consider, like, yo, you know what? Might not be what they need to hear right now. what I'm saying might not actually be helpful. You see what I mean? So, like, let me give you a prime example of a dude who, if he's not Secret Agent Double O Coon, if this next joint that he drops flops, I won't be surprised because I think people are tired of hearing a certain thing. Let me go ahead and break it down to you. Black men are extremely masculine, very masculine. So much so that people try to tone down their masculinity. So I don't want to hear about how they've been trying to break us down this whole time. Because there's to this day, they're trying to break us down. So I don't need a reminder of the sickness that they've been involved in. Nor do I need a constant pounding in my head of words that are vulgar, that are extremely distasteful. People teaching these words to their children. And these people don't think that they're Secret Agent Double O Coon in the making? In the making. They don't have to be them just yet. They're on their way. That's a fact. See, at some point, black people are going to have to just stand back and say, you know what? This nigga's not that crazy. Actually, he's not crazy at all. He just calls himself crazy because he's surrounded by crazies who don't have the ability to accept that, hey, yo, we're still on the plantation. Just because we're free-range chickens. Did anybody hear me? Just because you free-range chicken don't mean you ain't no slave. And don't mean they can't send your ass to the slaughterhouse anytime they get ready. Just because you ain't pet nobody's hand lately don't mean they won't send you to the slaughterhouse. Right. All these dudes out here think they're real roosters, huh? Find out what happens when you crow too loud, roosters. They will get you. They will get tired of you. It's a fact. And I know people hate to hear this. People hate to hear the truth. So like, Demetrius, this isn't true. Atlanta is a concrete jungle and plantation. Chicago is a concrete jungle and plantation. Right. You're not going to tell me that they're not. Nashville, same thing. See what I'm saying? Like, yo, how many places do you think that they built, places like Detroit, so they could send us up north on purpose or keep us in certain hub places in the South so we wouldn't get too far away? They did this on purpose. I said it a long time ago. They sequestered us in these buildings, made us to build them, and then told us that we owed them. See, I compare bad parenting to Stockholm Syndrome, you see. Because a truly poor parent will beat their child, feed the child and say, see, if I didn't feed you, you wouldn't even be alive. That's Stockholm Syndrome. Somebody rescue the child from this abusive person. The baby think that you did wrong by taking this sucker out. Because that's still their parent. They still love them. Right. So Stockholm Syndrome works no different than a slave to master mentality, because all children are slaves to the parents. That's how it's going to be, bro. They're going to be doing some weird stuff because I'm coming with hot fire right now. All children are slaves to the parents. I have never, ever met a dynamic, unless it's a backwards dynamic, where a righteous parent thinks that their child does not have a subservient role to them, even if they take and consider what they say and feel. Their word is still final. That's it. That's all. So when you look at the dynamic of what they call Stockholm Syndrome is a offshoot of terrible parenting. It's not even a real disorder because the closest thing to it is, like I said, poor parenting. That's the closest thing you can associate to Stockholm. You see what I'm saying? So this is why when they say it and when people say Stockholm syndrome, but they say mammy and pappy, your white mammy, your white daddy, they don't even realize that Stockholm syndrome is a parenting disorder. Right on? It's where you fail to meet the requirements of a just, righteous, caring parent, okay? Who has the ability to be accountable for their actions and to apologize to a child when they're wrong and to hold themselves accountable when they've done something that they know that they should not have done to the child in the first place. And I'm not trying to put black people in the place of a child. I'm just trying to make them understand that this syndrome that they claim that you have, no, it is classical to any slave and servant dynamic. So the parent and child dynamic is the most natural, normal dynamic this will take place in, that it can take place in. So having said that, it's just one of those things where we have to really look at it and say, okay, as slave masters, they were terrible parents. But because some of them were just good enough, their children still love them to the degree that I don't want to all the way break away from you. But the child has to see that if you get away from this abusive parent, you will be free because you don't owe them anything. This is not your actual biological parent. And until they realize that the white man did not birth them, whoo, come on. Until they realize that the white man did not birth them, they will never be free because they believe that their birth started in this nation. So they have to get free of this dynamic that this is where they were born. So this must be my ultimate home. No, this is not our place of origin. It is just our place of residence. And until we as a people can say, okay, we have had a poor parent and child relationship where we were abused and we've tried to get away, and this parent has begged us to forgive them countless times. But at this point, we are realizing at a more mature stage that we cannot continue to forgive them. There's no need to forgive them. May God forgive you if you are forgivable, because you have played a malfeasant character in our existence and in our lives for this entire time that we've been here. And nothing that you've done will go unaccounted. So every slap to the face, and every time you starve the child, every time you put your hand on the child inappropriately in any sort type of manner, all those things that have gone unaccounted for. They hate us. They should hate us. Double O Coon is why these things happen. Without Double O Coon, the white man could not do what he does. Double O Coon is his scepter, is his wand, is his staff, is his sword, is his buckler, his shield, his bow, and his arrow. Double O Coon is a weapon of war for the so-called white man to keep in place and to keep in condition of a people, of a parent and child dynamic. And until we get out of the mindset of seeing our enemies as parental to us and what they should be detrimental to us, then we will never get anywhere. And this is a fact. And Secret Agent Double O Coon has played their part in our destruction. They are not to be forgiven. And all those who would sit by and speak words that encourage and elicit poor thought and low frequency thinking are no better than Double O Agent Coon, Secret Agent Double O Coon. Excuse me. You're no better than him. That's right, Double O Agent Coon. That right. That still goes. Right. You're no better than him. You can't be. How could you be? You don't even implore the people to think outside of the time that they're in and to say that Benjamin Banneker, and we get ready to leave on this note, is the most worst, terrible black person that possibly ever existed in this whole country. He's worse than any drug dealer. He's worse than any pimp. He's worse than any murderer. Because I could contend that Benjamin Banneker sat down once he was a freed slave with white men who told him that we had been in this land for such and such time, and that they only had such and such more time with our people. And Benjamin Banneker devised a scheme and a plot with these white men that time itself would be distorted, so that way our odyssey of 400 years would be improperly recorded, and the people would lose hope and faith come that time. Come on. Only Nigman could bring it to you. Don't worry. The life of Nigman coming soon. It's cold, y'all. It's cold. This is where we are at. And I'm not going to argue with nobody about it. There's not an argument to be had. Secret Agent 00 Coon has done what for you? Told on you every time they got a chance. Told Master that, yeah, you trying to make your own business. Master, can you believe it? He want to own his own car dealership one day. He want to own his own restaurant. Right. Those kinds of niggas. And don't even realize that they told on you. Huh? Don't even realize that they sold you out. See, the worst kind of 00 agent is a 00 agent who doesn't even know they're a 00 agent. And I say this and then I'm about to roll out, y'all. The worst kind of 00 agent is a 00 agent who will take from your resources, tell you that they're living their best life while we're living under the helm of our enemies. How could you possibly be living your best life under the helm of our enemies? Right. If you're vacationing and having a good time with your life, how does this system that you claim exists, how does it even exist? How is it even real? Why are they not stopping you? Why aren't you dead? Right? I mean, like, why don't they just kill you? If you're right. Once again, they killed MLK. If you think Tariq Nasheed, Professor Black, Jason Black, if those two guys aren't the same guy, if you think Tone Talks, if you think O'Shea Duke Jackson, if you think Tommy Sotomayor, okay? If you think a young Pharaoh, if you think Organic the Maze Runner, huh? If you think people like Cynthia G, Yvette Carnell, huh? And a couple of the other, boy, don't make me go there. I could just go all the way in on all these lists of people who think that they're somebody. Name one of them that measure up to the pinky toe of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I rest my case there. They murdered that man in broad daylight in front of God and everybody because he was trying to do something. If these niggas was moving halfway like that, they'd be dead. And yet they praise their wicked enemies. Dr. Claude Anderson is the devil, going to hell. Louis Walcott is the devil, going to hell, a.k.a. Farrakhan. Okay? All those old-ass niggas who are still alive right now, if you didn't get laid out in the 60s and 70s, nigga, you's a sellout, you secret agent 00 coon-ass niggas. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I spit on their graves prematurely. You got my people right here worshiping a dude whose daddy is a white man. Ain't Something wrong with you niggas, man. And you know there's something wrong with you. Talking about the Honorable Lewis. There's nothing honorable about him. Nothing is honorable about the man. Nothing. He comes from a dishonorable relationship. How about that? He comes from a dishonorable, dishonest union. Everything about that man is wrong in the devil. And I've been saying it for years. I didn't just start yesterday or today. Years and years and years. Going on 5 years next year, I've been talking like that. So I don't need anybody to once again, I don't need anybody to think that what I'm saying is like, oh, I'm just hating on people who don't look like me. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Dr. Claude Anderson, if he was half of what he said he was, that man would be dead. The white people gave him a token position of power, and he never really got too out of line. Whatever. Let the nigga say what he wants to say. He's not going to do nothing. When y'all realize that Secret Agent 00 Coon is lining everybody up for the slaughter, it's going, for some of us who know better, it won't be too late. You know, this handy dandy piece of equipment right here going to keep me alive one day, y'all. I know it. I bless all my brothers and sisters. I really do. I had to take it out on those old timers, those old heads who people still give, you know, they want to give a hard time. Once again, when did Farrakhan get his head busted open? Or Lewis Walcott, for that matter? Thank you very much. And got the nerve to run their dirty privy members sucking lips about John Lewis. Think about that. If that's not Secret Agent 00 Coon activity or activity-esque, I don't know what it is. It's just despicable. Despicable. I wonder if Farrakhan would have lived if he got his head split open like that. Or any of these other so-called elders with shea butter skin. Who these guys love to put down but seem to never point out that one of the guys that they show so much adulation for is exactly one of those. A shea butter bootleg. Wow. Wow. I'm floored. Black people, it has been nice. But I got to get ready to go and get ready for this little interviews, you know, semi-interview. I got to get ready, though. Oh, I love this one. Don't worry, this won't be our only time ever talking about Secret Agent 00 Coon. But we just had to get this out the way. We had to get it out the way. We had to speak on some of these things without getting too carried away, but getting carried away enough to where folks understand. Just because I didn't say something, just because I didn't bring out everything, doesn't mean I don't have more to share. But a lot of it is information that you'd have to brush up on and be aware of, and then we could converse on that type of thing, and then it would be less about Secret Agent Coon and more about, well, why don't black people understand that a black person with straight hair and a black person with semi-curly hair like this and a black person with curly hair like this all come from a different genus. Even if they have a person in their family that looks as similar, their ultimate genus is different. Things like that. We can't even have those conversations. Those are big boy and big girl conversations. Those are grown-up adult conversations. And until people get to the level of adulthood where we can speak on that and they can be mature enough to realize that I'm not telling a lie and I'm not making it up, right? And once again, if it takes them to wait for a white person to confirm what I'm saying, we'll never have the conversation, because I'm gonna be past it already. I'm gonna be way beyond it already. I'm gonna be somewhere else, and I'm gonna be unwilling to have that low frequency conversation, because by then it'll be right now it's like mid-level frequency, but the more I get up in my mind, the lower stuff like that gets. It's like it's nothing. You know, Eve being a clone is a low frequency thought. A super low frequency. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a person can't conceive that, if they can't read the Bible and see that she came out of a man's rib, what more do I need to talk to them about? Right. Now, if that's not cloning, okay, then what is it? Or it's something. See what I mean? And so right. So once again, if the white person makes a word out of it, then it's all good. So-called white person, if the Gentile thing makes a word out of it, then people believe it. But if I say it, then it means nothing. If that's the case, then Secret Agent Double O Coon has already won, because Secret Agent Double O Coon wants black people to believe that if they don't say it, that it's not real, and that if white people don't say it, that it's not real. It's pathetic, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's gonna be one of those things where forever and ever they're gonna they'll have their chance. Don't worry. Like I was saying to this dude today when I was buying my beers and I bought my little dango 7-Eleven drink. I said, look, pretty soon people are going to get the test and see just how tough they really are. They're going to find out what they're really made of, you know, and the first level skirmish is going to be really short. And then after that, people will hunker down. But it's going to be terrible because most of us, if you're still trying to live your best life, that means that you'll go places where there might only be 1 or 2 black people. Right. And if worst case scenario, everything hits the fan, then it's just 1 or 2 black people surrounded by everybody else. So because they're trying to live their best life, they put themselves in situations that could potentially lead to their demise and their destruction. I find it very upsetting and very I'm not responsible, but I almost feel like I am, because I feel like I should be more effective and I'm not. That's one of the things that bothers me. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm effective enough, you know, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. When I figure it out, don't worry, we'll all know. But right now, this is all I got. The way I deliver it is that's what I got, and I'm sorry that it's not enough. I duly apologize that it's not enough to convince people to at least challenge what I'm saying and at least look into the thought of what I'm saying, as opposed to writing me off like they're taxes and acting like I didn't even say it at all. And then later on find themselves using or saying exactly what I said to explain themselves, because they realize that there's no other line of thought other than this one line of thought. And they're like, how do you know that? I'm like, because I thought of all the other line of thoughts before I got there. No, that's hard to believe, huh? But I'm doing that. I give it full-blown thought. Sometimes I don't think of everything, but I think as much as I can. And I try to cover all the ground that I can. And then I process of elimination. It takes a long time to do that, my people. It's not an easy skill. It's not an easy task to undergo. And sometimes it wears me out. But, you know, I'm still here, so I'm going to do the best that I can do. Like I said, I got to get ready. So black people, you beautiful, lovely people, Negro and Negroids alike, all the black in the world, don't be the secret agent Double O Coon that they trained us all to be. Just be you. I promise to God, just be you and everything is going to be okay. But if you don't be you and you try to be someone else, or you do something that is contrary to integrity, which is doing the right thing even when you don't have to do it, and you don't execute justice, which is doing the right thing even when it makes you uncomfortable, then we won't go anywhere, black people. We'll be stuck. We will be stuck here. Our bloodline will die in this land, and there won't be anything for the Most High God to save. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.